Captain Adam navigated the choppy waters off the coast of Somalia, busily rummaging with the control panel and gazing ahead at the sea. As he monitored the radar and checked the coordinates, he saw a few boats on the horizon. Blissfully unaware of the impending danger that lurked ahead, Captain Adam paid them no heed, thinking of them as mere Somali fishermen. But as the vessels drew closer with purposeful and synchronized movements, his seasoned instincts began to prickle with alarm. "All hands on deck!" Captain Adam's voice boomed through the ship's intercom. Pirates, armed and ready for confrontation, swiftly approached the container ship. Little did they know, Captain Adam had a surprise up his sleeve. But before we start, smash the like button, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. That morning, the sun had risen over a calm sea, casting a golden glow on the container ship as it plowed steadily through the waters. Captain Adam, a seasoned mariner with decades of experience, had performed his usual routine checks, exchanging light-hearted banter with his crew. It was just another day on his voyage with nothing amiss until he spotted 2 boats on the horizon. At first, he dismissed them as harmless Somali fishermen, a common sight in these waters. However, as the boats drew closer, Adam's suspicions were confirmed. Adam was aware that the trading route for this voyage was part of dangerous waters. However, as he stood in the bridge, the sight of armed men aboard the fast-approaching boats sent a chill down his spine. Being a seasoned mariner, Captain Adam immediately sprang into action. His hands flew across the control panel, making rapid adjustments to the ship's course and speed. He barked precise orders to his crew, instructing them to prepare for evasive maneuvers. Adam's quick thinking and expert navigation allowed the vessel to deftly evade the 2 approaching boats. As the pirates closed in, Adam pushed the ship to its limits, weaving through the waves with skillful precision. The pirate boats darted and zigzagged, trying to flank the ship from both sides. Despite the relentless pursuit, Adam maintained a calm exterior. Though his mind raced with strategies, he used the ship's size to his advantage, creating large wakes to destabilize the smaller pirate boats. The waves crashed against the hull each turn, creating a formidable barrier for the attackers. However, just as a fleeting sense of relief washed over him, a sudden unexpected thud reverberated through the ship's hull. Adam's heart sank. He hadn't accounted for a 3rd boat hidden from view. The realization hit him like a tidal wave. The pirates had outmaneuvered him. Within moments, armed men from the 3rd boat grappled onto the ship's side, clambering aboard with a predatory urgency. Captain Adam had weapons on board to defend himself and the crew, but the last thing he wanted was to turn this into an active shooting site. He knew the best plan was to surrender, let the pirates take control of the container ship, and have his superiors deal with the mess later. Time was ticking away as the pirates got even closer to the edge of the container ship. Suddenly, amidst the chaos, a plan formulated in Adam's head, and he couldn't help but smile. If these pirates wanted to mess with his ship, they were in for a wild ride. After all, Adam knew the container ship better than anyone else. Captain Adam quickly grabbed the microphone and shouted a message over the intercom. He demanded that every crew member head to the cafeteria below deck. He also informed them that pirates were coming aboard, hoping his warning was timely. After that, he quickly shut off the ship's engines, leaving it adrift at the mercy of the ocean, just as Adam wanted. As the crew followed his orders, heading to the cafeteria, the pirates boarded the ship. There were 5 of them, armed with old AK-47s. Though they appeared disorganized, their stealthy boarding showed this wasn't their first time, but this ship was much larger than any of them had ever tackled before. Unsure where to begin, the pirates hesitated. Pirate Oral, their leader, devised a quick plan. They aimed to find the most valuable, easily transportable items. One pirate suggested contacting others for help, but Oral dismissed the idea. He didn't trust other pirates and barely trusted his own crew. They knew other pirates would likely seize the most valuable items for themselves. This was a job for the 5 of them alone. To pull it off, they needed to capture some of the crew who knew the ship's layout. But the entire ship was engulfed in an eerie silence. The pirates exchanged weary glances, sensing that this wasn't going to be an easy task at all. Captain Adam had remained in the control room, tracking their movements, and felt relieved when they split up. This division would simplify his counterattack. He could first deal with the pair, then focus on the trio. Adam radioed his 2 second-in-command officers, instructing them to lock the crew in the cafeteria and then meet him in the bridge. The commanding officers arrived promptly, poised to execute the plan. Unbeknownst to the pirates, their fate was being sealed. The officers swiftly left to set the trap. While the 2 pirates on deck grew increasingly uneasy, their fear of an ambush mounting with each uncertain step. As the 2 pirates crept along the ship, their confidence waned. The massive vessel's silence was unnerving. In the control room, Captain Adam and Harris swiftly sketched out a plan. They decided to exploit the ship's intricate layout, setting up a trap in the cargo hold. In the dimly lit cargo hold, Adam's crew began working silently. They strung up cargo nets and installed hidden alarms, creating a non-lethal snare around a strategically chosen crate. Adam watched as the 2 nervous pirates, Ahmed and Isef, clutched their AK-47s tightly and crept towards the sound, mistaking the clattering noise for hidden crew members. As they moved closer to the sound, greed momentarily overcame caution. They peered into the crate, eyes widening in disbelief at the sight of shiny new smartphones. These expensive gadgets promised them a fortune far beyond their wildest dreams. Hidden from view, Adam and his team watched the pirates through a small gap. They waited for the perfect moment to act, setting the trap with meticulous care. The pirates, now completely engrossed in their loot, became increasingly oblivious to the impending danger. Their caution vanished in their excitement, the shiny devices clouding their judgment. Their whispers echoed in the cargo hold, unaware that Adam and his crew were listening in. Captain Adam, steady at the trap's control, monitored every move from his hidden vantage point. Engrossed in the stolen goods, the pirates missed subtle signs of the trap. A door clicked shut behind them unnoticed. With a silent signal from Adam, the trap was sprung. The crate doors slammed shut, locking Ahmed and Isef inside. Celebration turned to panic as they realized they were caught. Adam's team exhaled in relief, one threat neutralized. But the mission was far from over. In the mess-hall, Adam gathered his crew and outlined the next steps. Calm but urgent, he reminded them that vigilance was key. Returning to the control room, he quickly disabled all communications inside the crate, ensuring no warning would reach the others. On the surveillance monitors, Captain Aral and his remaining crew were visible. Their grainy images revealed every move. Adam studied them closely, staying one step ahead. Calling his team together again, he stressed the need for silence and stealth. Every decision now could mean life or death. He reached for the radio and contacted the Coast Guard. His voice steady, he detailed their situation. 2 pirates secured, the rest still active and armed. The line crackled with static as he relayed every critical detail. After the message was sent, silence followed. All eyes remained on the radio, waiting. Though they had called for help, Adam knew they couldn't afford to rely solely on backup. The ship was hours from the nearest coast, and anything could happen in the meantime. Soon, the radio buzzed. The Coast Guard responded, acknowledging the danger and preparing a careful boarding strategy. Their words gave hope, but time was still a factor. Adam stayed sharp, continuing to monitor Aral's movements on the ship. Meanwhile, Aral led his crew through the ship's corridors. The absence of Ahmed and Isef was unsettling. Alarmed, he signaled his men to move quietly, scanning each room with growing unease. The silence pressed in on them. With each empty space, the sense of danger intensified. Tension grew as the pirates realized something was wrong. Nervous glances were exchanged. Aral's mind raced, suspecting they were being watched. He moved with greater caution, knowing a misstep could lead to disaster. From the control room, Adam observed closely, analyzing Aral's approach. Outsmarting him would require patience and strategy. He briefed his crew in hushed tone. Aral was dangerous and unpredictable. They couldn't afford mistakes. Back in the corridors, Aral's rising frustration erupted. In a burst of rage, he fired his weapon into the ceiling, the noise echoing through the ship. His crew followed suit, unleashing gunfire into the air. Their attempt to flush out crew members only served to expose their positions, revealing just how vulnerable they had become. Captain Errol's voice echoed through the corridors, barking threats with growing intensity. His menacing tone heightened the tension, making the ship feel smaller with each passing moment. In the control room, Adam remained composed. Focused on the surveillance feeds, he calmly issued instructions to his team. Despite the escalating chaos, his demeanor was firm and controlled. Determined to prevent further violence, Adam decided to face a rail alone. Though risky, he believed a direct approach might buy them time and protect his crew. His team, visibly anxious, trusted his judgment. They continued securing the ship while Adam prepared with non-lethal tools, stun gun, handcuffs, favoring strategy over force. Quietly navigating toward Arali's last known location, Adam advanced through the silent ship. Every step measured as he rounded a corner, he confronted Aral and his men. The pirates raised their weapons, but Adam held his ground, unfazed. Sensing his confidence, the pirates hesitated. Aral studied Adam, wary yet curious. In a calculated move, Adam offered to lead them to the ship's most valuable cargo, masking his intentions behind calm submission. Greed clouded Aral's suspicion, and he agreed, though cautiously. Adam guided them through the maze of cargo, inching closer to his trap while maintaining composure. Eventually, they arrived at a crate filled with glittering jewelry. The pirates, momentarily entranced, began stuffing their bags. Arali's gaze shifted to another nearby crate marked for high-value electronics. As he leaned over, Adam acted. With a forceful push, he sent Aral tumbling into a concealed trap. Immediately, Adam's crew sprang into action from hidden positions. The remaining pirates, caught off guard, had no time to react. The coordinated takedown was swift and decisive. Within minutes, the crew had secured them all. With the deck under control, Adam directed a sweep of the ship to ensure no lingering threats. They checked every room, locking doors and confirming the crew's safety. Adam personally checked on his team, offering reassurance as calm gradually returned. Once confident all were accounted for, Adam returned to the bridge. On the horizon, the Coast Guard cutter appeared, its approach bringing visible relief to the crew. Adam readied the ship for the handover. As the Coast Guard boarded, Adam led them to the captured pirates, including Aral, still stunned by his capture. Before their removal, Adam made a solemn appeal to the officers. "These men committed crimes," he said, "but many are driven by desperation and poverty. I ask you to show some leniency." The officers nodded, acknowledging his words, and began their debriefing. They praised the crew's bravery and strategy in resolving a dangerous crisis. With the pirates transferred and the threat neutralized, the ship resumed its course. A renewed sense of unity and quiet strength settled among Adam and his crew, forged through the storm they had overcome